Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you something that might shock you. Most older adults are poisoning themselves every morning without even realizing it. What you eat at breakfast can undermine your health silently and set you up for fatigue, inflammation, and accelerated aging before you've even finished your first cup of coffee. For the last several years, I've been researching nutrition and its effects on aging. I've reviewed thousands of research papers and worked with hundreds of seniors, and what I've discovered is this: the most commonly consumed breakfast foods for people over 65 are actively destroying their muscle mass, crashing their energy levels, and accelerating aging at the cellular level. But here's the truth: this isn't your fault, not at all. The food industry has been lying to you for decades, marketing these harmful foods as healthy options when the opposite is true. Their clever packaging, misleading health claims, and strategic advertising have convinced generations of seniors that certain breakfast foods support their health, when in reality these foods are undermining it with every bite. The worst part? Many of these so-called healthy options are specifically recommended to seniors by outdated nutritional guidelines that haven't kept pace with modern research on aging and metabolism. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 4 breakfast foods that seniors should absolutely never eat. Foods that are causing inflammation, muscle loss, and energy crashes that leave you feeling exhausted by mid-morning. I'll explain exactly why these common breakfast choices are particularly problematic for aging bodies and how they contribute to the health challenges many seniors face. Then I'll show you the 4 breakfast foods you absolutely must add to your diet if you want to maintain your independence, strength, and vitality as you age. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. They're affordable, accessible options that work specifically with your changing metabolism to support healthy aging. The first breakfast food seniors need to eliminate: sugary breakfast cereals. The first breakfast food seniors need to eliminate immediately is sugary breakfast cereals. And I'm not just talking about the obviously sugary ones like Frosted Flakes that advertise their sweetness openly. I'm talking about the ones marketed as heart-healthy or whole grain or high fiber that are actually loaded with hidden sugars that can be even more dangerous because you consume them believing they're good for you. Some of these healthy cereals actually contain more sugar per serving than candy bars or cookies, cleverly disguised in the ingredient list under names like evaporated cane juice, rice syrup, or barley malt. Let me tell you about a 76-year-old retired engineer I worked with last year. He had been eating what he thought was a healthy breakfast cereal every morning for years. One of those brands that proudly displays heart-healthy and whole grain on the box. He was diligent about his health, took his medications as prescribed, and couldn't understand why he was constantly battling fatigue, joint pain, and brain fog. His daily walks were becoming more difficult, and he worried he might need to give them up entirely. A prospect that deeply saddened him since these walks were his main social activity with friends. Here's what was happening. These cereals were causing massive blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes, creating a metabolic roller coaster that was particularly damaging for his aging body. The initial spike would give him a false sense of energy for about an hour, followed by a crash that left him exhausted by mid-morning, often needing to sit down and rest before lunch. The constant insulin spikes were also accelerating his muscle loss, a condition called sarcopenia that affects most seniors and accelerates dramatically after age 70. Essentially, his healthy breakfast was setting him up for a day of fatigue, inflammation, and muscle breakdown. When he switched to a protein-rich breakfast that I'll discuss later in this video, his energy levels stabilized throughout the morning. The persistent joint pain that he had attributed to just getting older decreased significantly within 2 weeks. Most importantly, he regained the strength and energy to enjoy his daily walks, even extending them from 20 minutes to nearly 40 minutes without feeling exhausted. His friends noticed the change in his energy and mood before he even mentioned his dietary changes to them. The science is clear. These cereals lack the protein, healthy fats, and complex fiber that seniors desperately need to maintain muscle mass and energy levels as their metabolism changes with age. Instead, they're packed with refined carbs that spike blood sugar and accelerate muscle breakdown. For seniors whose insulin sensitivity naturally decreases with age, these blood sugar fluctuations are particularly damaging, promoting inflammation throughout the body and contributing to cognitive decline, joint pain, and accelerated muscle loss. The worst part? Many seniors eat these cereals believing they're making a health-conscious choice, unaware that they're actively undermining their mobility and independence with every bowl. The second breakfast food, fruit juice. The second breakfast food that's silently destroying seniors' health is fruit juice. Yes, even the ones labeled 100% juice or no added sugar or fresh squeeze that seem like they should be healthy. This often comes as a surprise to many seniors who grew up being told that a glass of orange juice is an essential part of a nutritious breakfast. The marketing has been so effective that many people consider their morning routine incomplete without that glass of juice, believing they're getting vital nutrients to start their day. Here's why this is so dangerous, especially for seniors. When you drink fruit juice, you're essentially consuming concentrated fruit sugar without any of the fiber that would normally slow down digestion in whole fruit. This causes a rapid spike in blood glucose levels, triggering an insulin response that's particularly problematic for seniors whose metabolic function is already changing with age. This is followed by a crash that leaves you feeling tired, irritable, and craving more sugar, creating a cycle that repeats throughout the day. For seniors whose bodies are already less efficient at managing blood sugar fluctuations, this creates the perfect metabolic storm. Take a 70-year-old retired nurse I worked with who started every morning with a large glass of orange juice, believing it was providing essential vitamins and protecting her from colds with its vitamin C content. But after months of unexplained fatigue, muscle weakness that made climbing stairs increasingly difficult, and afternoon headaches, she discovered that her morning juice habit was the culprit. Like many seniors, she was experiencing reactive hypoglycemia, a condition where blood sugar crashes after a spike, creating symptoms that are often misattributed to aging or other health concerns. The problem is that fruit juice provides all the sugar of fruit with none of the fiber that would normally slow its absorption and blunt its impact on blood sugar. A single 8-ounce glass of orange juice contains the sugar of approximately 4 medium oranges, sugar that hits your bloodstream nearly as quickly as if you'd eaten candy. For seniors whose bodies are already less efficient at managing blood sugar, this creates a perfect storm for energy crashes, increased fat storage around vital organs, and accelerated muscle loss through inflammatory pathways. Even more concerning, regular consumption of fruit juice has been linked to increased risk of type 2 diabetes and cognitive decline, both critical concerns for aging adults. When she replaced her morning juice with whole fruits and protein-rich smoothies that contained fiber, healthy fats, and protein to slow sugar absorption, her energy levels improved dramatically throughout the day. The afternoon headaches disappeared completely within a week. Most surprisingly to her, she noticed less muscle soreness and fatigue during her daily activities, particularly when climbing the stairs to her apartment. She hadn't realized how much her healthy juice habit was contributing to her muscle weakness until she experienced life without those blood sugar fluctuations. The third breakfast food, low-fat yogurt. The third breakfast food seniors need to eliminate immediately from their morning routine is low-fat yogurt. This might surprise you because yogurt is often recommended as a healthy breakfast option, particularly for seniors concerned about bone health and protein intake. It seems like the perfect choice: calcium for bones, protein for muscles, and probiotics for gut health. But here's the truth that food manufacturers don't want you to know. Low-fat yogurt is robbing your body of the essential nutrients it needs to maintain muscle mass and energy, while potentially contributing to the very health problems you're trying to prevent. When manufacturers remove fat from yogurt, They typically add sugar, artificial sweeteners, or other fillers to compensate for the loss of flavor and creamy texture that fat provides. So you end up with a breakfast that spikes your blood sugar while providing none of the healthy fats your aging body desperately needs for hormone production, brain health, and nutrient absorption. Many of these products contain as much sugar as desserts while carrying a health halo that makes consumers believe they're making a nutritious choice. The marketing is particularly targeted at seniors concerned about heart health, capitalizing on outdated fear of dietary fat that newer research has largely debunked. A 75-year-old retired teacher had been eating low-fat yogurt for years, thinking it was the healthiest choice for managing her weight and getting enough calcium. She carefully chose products labeled light or fit, believing she was doing what was best for her health. But she constantly felt sluggish, experienced persistent hunger shortly after breakfast, and was gaining weight around her midsection despite eating what she thought was a diet-friendly breakfast. Her doctor had noted increasing concerns about her blood sugar levels, despite her careful attention to avoiding fatty foods. The problem was twofold. First, the low-fat yogurt was spiking her insulin levels due to its high sugar content, promoting fat storage rather than fat burning. Second, she was missing out on the essential fatty acids that support mitochondrial function, the cellular powerhouses that become increasingly inefficient with age. Without healthy fats to support her metabolism and provide satiety, she was caught in a cycle of hunger, cravings, and energy crashes that undermined her health goals despite her best intentions. After switching to full-fat Greek yogurt with berries and a sprinkle of nuts, she experienced a noticeable difference in her energy levels, particularly mid-morning when she used to feel a slump. The higher protein content and healthy fats in full-fat Greek yogurt provided the nutrients her body needed to maintain muscle mass and stable energy levels without the blood sugar roller coaster. Most surprisingly to her, she actually began losing the stubborn weight around her midsection that low-fat products had never helped with, and her doctor noted improved blood sugar numbers at her next checkup. The fourth breakfast food, muffins. The fourth breakfast food seniors should never eat is muffins. Even those marketed as healthy options like bran or blueberry muffins that seem virtuous with their whole grains or fruit content. These breakfast staples have gained an undeserved reputation as a reasonable breakfast choice with coffee shops and bakeries, promoting them as a quick breakfast alongside coffee. The marketing is particularly effective because muffins trigger nostalgic feelings for many seniors who remember homemade versions from their youth, though today's commercial muffins bear little resemblance to those simpler recipes from decades past. Here's the reality that might be hard to accept. Most muffins, whether store-bought or homemade from modern recipes, are essentially cake disguised as breakfast. They're loaded with refined flour, sugar, and often unhealthy oils that cause rapid blood sugar spikes followed by crashes. A typical coffee shop muffin contains between 5 to 11 teaspoons of sugar, more than you'd find in many desserts, and can have up to 500 calories with minimal nutritional value. Even healthy versions like bran muffins typically contain surprising amounts of sugar to make the bran palatable, negating much of their fiber benefit with an insulin spike. A 72-year-old retired accountant had a daily habit of eating a heart-healthy blueberry bran muffin with her morning coffee purchased from a local bakery that prided itself on wholesome ingredients. The muffin was substantial and kept her feeling full, so she believed it was a good breakfast choice that would sustain her through her morning activities. Over time, however, she noticed increasing fatigue about 2 hours after breakfast, muscle weakness that made gardening more difficult, and unexplained muscle cramps that would wake her at night. The problem was that her muffin breakfast was causing dramatic blood sugar fluctuations while providing almost no protein, the nutrient most essential for maintaining muscle mass as we age. The refined carbohydrates were converting quickly to glucose, creating an initial energy boost followed by a crash as her insulin struggled to manage the sugar load. Additionally, the The muffin provided almost none of the micronutrients essential for muscle function, such as magnesium, potassium, and calcium, setting her up for the muscle cramps she experienced at night. When she switched to a protein-rich breakfast with healthy fats and complex carbohydrates, her energy levels stabilized throughout the morning. The mid-morning slump disappeared within days of changing her breakfast routine. Most significantly, her muscle soreness decreased and her strength gradually improved, allowing her to return to her beloved gardening without the fatigue and pain she had attributed to just getting older. The nighttime muscle cramps resolved completely within 2 weeks of changing her breakfast habits. Now let's shift gears and talk about the 4 breakfast foods seniors absolutely must add to their diet for optimal strength, energy, and cognitive function. The first essential breakfast food, properly prepared whole grains. We'll start with properly prepared whole grains, a category that requires some clarification because not all whole grain products actually deliver the benefits your aging body needs. Unlike refined grains that have been stripped of their most nutritious components, true whole grains retain their nutrient-rich germ and bran, making them an excellent source of fiber, B vitamins, and minerals like magnesium, selenium, and iron, all essential for seniors looking to maintain muscle strength, energy levels, and cognitive function. The key distinction here is between processed foods labeled whole grain, like many commercial breads and cereals, and actual intact whole grains that have undergone minimal processing, such as steel-cut oats, quinoa, buckwheat, and barley. The fiber in properly prepared whole grains helps stabilize blood sugar levels by slowing digestion, preventing the energy crashes that come from eating the sugary breakfasts we discussed earlier. This steady glucose release provides consistent energy to your muscles and brain throughout the morning, supporting both physical activity and mental clarity. The fiber also supports digestive health by feeding beneficial gut bacteria, which research increasingly shows play a crucial role in everything from immune function to brain health. Both paramount concerns for aging adults. A 78-year-old retired teacher had always eaten white toast with her eggs for breakfast, believing that toast is toast and not recognizing the significant difference between refined and whole grains. Despite being generally active, she struggled with constipation, afternoon fatigue, and blood sugar fluctuations that her doctor had flagged as concerning. After learning about the importance of true whole grains for seniors, she switched to a breakfast of steel-cut oats with almond butter, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and fresh berries. The transformation surprised even her skeptical family members. Within just 10 days, her persistent constipation resolved completely, a change that multiple medications had failed to achieve. She noticed a significant improvement in her energy levels, particularly in the afternoon hours when she had previously felt compelled to nap. Her meals kept her feeling satisfied for hours longer, and she no longer experienced the gnawing hunger and irritability that had become a regular part of her mid-morning routine. Most importantly for her, her blood work showed meaningful improvements in both blood sugar and cholesterol levels at her next checkup, impressing her doctor, who had been considering medication changes. To incorporate whole grains into your breakfast effectively, consider options like overnight oats soaked with a bit of yogurt to enhance digestibility, warm quinoa porridge topped with nuts and fruits, buckwheat pancakes made with minimal flour processing, or true whole grain sourdough toast, where the fermentation process has already begun breaking down anti-nutrients. The key is to pair these complex carbohydrates with healthy fats and protein to create a well-balanced, muscle-friendly meal that will keep you energized throughout the morning while supporting your long-term health goals. The second essential breakfast food, avocados. The second breakfast food seniors must add to their diet is avocados, one of nature's most perfect foods for aging bodies and a nutritional powerhouse that addresses multiple aspects of senior health simultaneously. Despite decades of misguided fat phobia in nutritional guidelines, research now clearly shows that healthy fats are essential for seniors, and avocados provide perhaps the ideal fat profile for aging adults. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, fiber, vitamin C and E, potassium, and B vitamins, nutrients that support muscle recovery, promote stable energy levels, reduce inflammation, and support overall cardiovascular and brain health. While many seniors still hesitate to eat avocados due to outdated concerns about dietary fat, the scientific evidence is overwhelming that the type of fat found in avocados is precisely what aging bodies need for optimal function. Unlike processed foods that contain trans fats or excessive saturated fats, avocados provide primarily monounsaturated fats that help reduce systemic inflammation, a key driver of age-related muscle loss and cognitive decline. These healthy fats support cell membrane integrity, which becomes increasingly important as we age and cell repair mechanisms become less efficient. They enhance absorption of fat-soluble vitamins and antioxidants from other foods, essentially maximizing the nutritional value of everything else on your plate. The potassium in avocados, containing more than bananas, helps balance electrolytes, reducing the risk of muscle cramps and supporting healthy blood pressure. Especially important for seniors who are more prone to electrolyte imbalances due to medication effects and changing kidney function. A 74-year-old retired librarian had avoided avocados for decades, believing they were too fattening based on diet advice from the 1980s. Despite taking multiple supplements and medications, she struggled with persistent muscle soreness, joint stiffness, and afternoon energy crashes that limited her ability to keep up with her grandchildren. After learning about the importance of healthy fats for aging bodies, she reluctantly started incorporating half an avocado into her morning meals. Initially worried it would cause weight gain, the results defied her expectations. Within days, she noticed a boost in her sustained energy levels. The afternoon slump that had previously seemed inevitable became significantly less pronounced. She experienced less muscle soreness after her morning walks and water aerobics classes, recovering more quickly than she had in years. Most surprisingly to her, the dry skin that had bothered her for decades began to improve, becoming more hydrated and resilient. And contrary to her fears about weight gain, her weight remained stable while her body composition actually improved, a common experience when seniors add healthy fats that support muscle maintenance while reducing inflammation. One of the greatest benefits of avocados for seniors is their ability to provide sustained energy without causing blood sugar spikes and crashes. The combination of healthy fats and fiber creates a slow, steady release of energy that supports both physical activity and cognitive function throughout the morning. This becomes increasingly important as we age and our bodies become less efficient at managing blood glucose fluctuations. The stable energy provided by avocados helps prevent the mid-morning fatigue that often leads seniors to reach for sugary snacks, creating a virtuous cycle of balanced energy and reduced cravings. To enjoy the muscle-strengthening and energy-stabilizing benefits of avocados, try adding half an avocado to your breakfast. Spread it on whole-grain toast with a sprinkle of turmeric and black pepper for an anti-inflammatory boost. Blend it into a protein-rich smoothie for a creamy texture without added sugars, or add it to scrambled eggs with vegetables for a complete meal that provides all the macronutrients your aging body needs to thrive. The versatility of avocados makes them easy to incorporate into virtually any breakfast preference, providing crucial nutrition regardless of your taste preferences. The third essential breakfast food, eggs. The third breakfast food seniors must add to their diet is eggs, nature's perfect protein package, and perhaps the most underappreciated superfood for aging adults. After decades of misguided warnings about cholesterol that caused many seniors to avoid or limit eggs, modern research has thoroughly debunked these concerns. revealing eggs as one of the most nutritionally complete foods for supporting muscle maintenance and overall health in seniors. Eggs are packed with high-quality, complete protein, essential amino acids, choline, vitamin D, vitamin B12, selenium, and lutein. Nutrients crucial for maintaining muscle mass, supporting brain function, and protecting eye health as we age. By incorporating eggs into your breakfast regularly, you provide your body with the specific building blocks it needs to repair muscle fibers, maintain neurological function, and prevent age-related deterioration of multiple body systems. A 79-year-old retired architect had limited his egg consumption to just one per week for nearly 30 years, dutifully following his doctor's outdated advice about dietary cholesterol. Despite his careful adherence to what he believed were heart-healthy guidelines, he noticed a steady decline in his muscle strength, increasing fatigue with basic household tasks, and concerning changes in his memory and cognitive function. After reading about new research on eggs and aging, he decided to add 2 eggs to his daily breakfast routine somewhat nervously at first, given decades of avoiding them. The changes exceeded his expectations. Within weeks, he experienced a significant improvement in his energy levels and muscle strength, allowing him to return to his woodworking hobby that had become too physically demanding. He noticed better recovery after physical activity with less of the prolonged soreness that had previously discouraged him from regular exercise. Perhaps most meaningfully for him, he experienced noticeable improvements in his mental clarity and word recall, benefits he attributed to the choline and B vitamins abundant in eggs. At his next checkup, his doctor was surprised to find that his blood markers had actually improved rather than worsened with the addition of daily eggs, reflecting the more nuanced understanding of dietary cholesterol that has emerged in recent nutritional science. What makes eggs particularly valuable for seniors is their complete amino acid profile. They contain all 9 essential amino acids that our bodies cannot produce on their own, in proportions that are highly usable for human muscle tissue. This makes them one of the most efficient protein sources for maintaining and rebuilding muscle tissue, which becomes increasingly important after age 60 when protein utilization efficiency naturally declines. The leucine content in eggs is especially valuable as this particular amino acid acts as a trigger for muscle protein synthesis, the process by which your body repairs and builds muscle tissue. Beyond muscle support, the choline in eggs plays a crucial role in brain health and cognitive function. Choline serves as a precursor to acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for memory and learning. As we age, our ability to produce adequate acetylcholine often declines, contributing to age-related cognitive changes. 2 egg yolks provide approximately 300 milligrams of choline, more than half the recommended daily intake for seniors, making eggs a powerful food for supporting brain health with age. For seniors, the best way to include eggs in breakfast is to pair them with fiber-rich vegetables and complex carbohydrates for a balanced, nutrient-dense meal. Try an omelet with spinach, bell peppers, and tomatoes for additional antioxidants and fiber. Consider poached eggs on whole grain toast with avocado for a breakfast that combines complete protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. For those who enjoy meal prepping, egg muffins baked with vegetables provide a convenient grab-and-go option that ensures you start your day with optimal nutrition even on busy mornings. The 4th essential breakfast food: berries. The 4th breakfast food seniors must add to their diet is berries, nature's antioxidant powerhouse and a perfect complement to the protein and healthy fats we've discussed. While many fruits can cause blood sugar issues for seniors due to their high fructose content, berries offer exceptional nutritional benefits with minimal sugar impact, making them ideally suited to the changing metabolism of aging bodies. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries are packed with antioxidants, vitamin C, fiber, and plant compounds called polyphenols. Nutrients that combat inflammation, support muscle recovery, protect against oxidative stress, and have been specifically linked to improved cognitive function and delayed brain aging. These small fruits pack an outsized nutritional punch that addresses multiple aspects of senior health simultaneously. The antioxidants in berries, especially compounds called anthocyanins that give them their vibrant colors, help neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that cause cellular damage and accelerate aging processes throughout the body. For seniors, this is crucial because oxidative stress increases naturally with age and can lead to muscle fatigue, muscle breakdown, slower recovery after physical activity, and accelerated tissue deterioration. By including berries in your breakfast, you're essentially providing your body with an internal defense system against the cellular damage that drives many aspects of aging. A 78-year-old retired teacher started adding a cup of fresh blueberries to her morning oatmeal after learning about their anti-inflammatory properties at a senior wellness seminar. She had been struggling with persistent joint stiffness and muscle soreness that made her favorite activities increasingly difficult, attributing these challenges to normal aging that she would simply have to accept. She was skeptical that something as simple as adding berries could make a meaningful difference, but decided it was an easy enough change to try. Within weeks of making this single dietary addition, she noticed a significant decrease in her morning stiffness and felt more energized throughout the day. The persistent ache in her knees that had become her daily companion diminished noticeably, allowing her to extend her daily walk from just a few blocks to nearly a mile. Friends commented on her improved mood and energy levels before she had even mentioned her dietary change to them. Most surprising to her was how the mental brain fog she had resigned herself to began to lift, allowing her to engage more fully in her book club discussions and crossword puzzles that had become frustratingly difficult. The vitamin C in berries provides multiple benefits particularly relevant to seniors. Beyond its well-known immune support, vitamin C is essential for collagen formation, the protein that forms the structural framework for muscles, bones, skin, and blood vessels. As collagen production naturally declines with age, dietary support becomes increasingly important for maintaining the integrity of these tissues. Vitamin C also enhances iron absorption, helping prevent the fatigue associated with iron deficiency that becomes more common in older adults. For seniors looking to maintain active lifestyles, the collagen-supporting effects of vitamin C help maintain healthy joints, ligaments, and tendons, all critical for comfortable mobility as we age. Berries are also rich in soluble fiber, which helps regulate digestion and stabilize blood sugar levels, preventing the energy crashes that can come from eating higher sugar fruits. This fiber also supports a healthy gut microbiome, increasingly recognized as crucial for everything from immune function to brain health. Recent research has uncovered fascinating connections between gut health and muscle maintenance in aging, suggesting that the fiber and polyphenols in berries may support muscle preservation through their effects on intestinal bacteria. To incorporate berries into your breakfast, try adding them to Greek yogurt, oatmeal, or protein-rich smoothies. The natural sweetness of berries can help satisfy cravings for sugar without causing the blood glucose spikes associated with traditional breakfast sweets. Fresh berries are ideal when in season, but frozen berries maintain nearly all of their nutritional benefits and are often more economical, making them accessible year-round. For seniors watching their budgets, frozen mixed berries provide excellent nutritional value at a lower cost than many other nutrient-dense foods. The challenge: 7 days to transform your health. So there you have it, the 4 breakfast foods seniors should never eat, and the 4 they absolutely must add to their diet for optimal strength, energy, and cognitive function. This information alone puts you ahead of 95% of seniors when it comes to understanding how breakfast choices specifically impact aging bodies. But knowledge without action changes nothing. which is why I'm about to offer you a simple way to transform this information into lasting results. I want to challenge you to make these changes for just 7 days. That's it, just 1 week. This isn't about perfection or completely overhauling your entire diet overnight. It's about taking a manageable first step toward better health by eliminating the 4 harmful foods and adding in the 4 beneficial ones for just long enough to feel the difference in your body. I guarantee you'll notice improvements in your energy levels, muscle strength, cognitive clarity, and overall well-being within this short time frame. The change is significant enough to motivate continued healthy choices. For this challenge, you don't need to worry about complicated meal planning or exotic ingredients. Simple changes like swapping your cereal for eggs with avocado on whole grain toast or replacing your muffin with Greek yogurt topped with berries can transform how you feel throughout the entire day. These aren't deprivation-based changes. They're upgrades to more satisfying, energizing options that work with your body's changing needs rather than against them. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more evidence-based nutrition advice. And in the comments, let me know which of these breakfast changes you're going to try first. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.